Good afternoon, Fargo. Fargo City Commissioner Tony Gehrig with your February 11th, 2019 How I Voted video. I'm on Facebook Live, and I'm also on the webcam for the Fargo website. You can find these videos on Facebook, of course, and on YouTube, as well as our Fargo website. There are three issues that I want to talk to you about today that we voted on. One was an incentive, CSI Apparel, which was downtown Fargo here. They want to move to one of the big, I think it was Gander Mountain, that building over there, which is a good thing. They're expanding their business. That's fantastic. They're a good Fargo business, and I'm glad that they're expanding. They asked for a $270,000 incentive to do so. This was, I believe, a 4-1 vote. I voted no, obviously because in general I'm opposed to incentives of these type. But also, when asked the but-for question, would you do this if not for the incentive? This company, luckily, for Fargo, is investing millions of dollars into this new building. Not only the land, the equipment, new employees, a lot of different things. It equals millions and millions and millions of dollars. And when asked, hey, if you don't get this $200,000 incentive, which is about $30,000 a year for the next X amount of years, they said no, we wouldn't make the move. I think that the average citizen in the city of Fargo can look through that and say that's probably not true. They would probably do this without it. In the past, the Fargo City Commission has denied these types of incentives, and the business still did what they were going to do. An incentive, by its very nature, is meant to make someone do something they weren't otherwise going to do. In this case, they were going to do it. I don't believe the answer of no, that they wouldn't. So I voted no, and that's pretty much par for the course. The second one was it was a big vote. The St. Paul Newman Center. I think most of you saw this in the news. The Newman Center, right by NDSU on the southwest corner there, southeast corner. They're going through a massive expansion. They bought out a whole city block. Roars Construction and the Catholic Church are doing it combined. Obviously, Roars will be doing the apartment complex, and the Catholic Church will be doing the church portion of that, and we'll split some area in between there, which means it's a conjoined project. I made it very simple for Roars and the church when I said I live in the neighborhood. I live just a few blocks away. I support the project. I think it's good. It'll hopefully lessen the strain on single-family homes to house students. When you have more density with apartment complexes, that's a good thing, I think, for the neighborhood, which would encourage more people to live in the neighborhood instead of rent in the neighborhood. I'm Catholic, so I went to the Newman Center when I went to NDSU, which I am an alumni of NDSU, so I support the project's grounded. I hope that it's a big success, and I think it's probably not big enough, quite frankly. But one condition, I'm not going to support an incentive. So when asked, straightforward, I asked Larry Nygaard of Roars if this gets approved, if they will seek incentives for the apartment portion of the Newman Center. And he was honest and said yes, they would seek incentives. So it's binary for me. It's not up to the residents of that neighborhood, who may or may not be opposed to that project, to support it literally with their own tax dollars. So no, that's not a fair thing to do. I voted against it. The priest wasn't too happy with me, but I think that it was the principal thing to do, and I hope that it's a giant success. But they don't need our tax dollars in order to do it, so I voted no. The last thing that we voted on was the expansion of the Class B limited liquor license. Now that sounds boring, but there is a moral to the story. I think it was a 5-0 vote to add more, I should say, allow people to own more than one B limited license. A B limited license just allows for off sale only. The catch of this is that it was only if you're a business or a person, you can only own one of these licenses. You can't own multiple of these licenses. My son's here as well. So when someone like Cashwise or Hornbachers, they want to now provide off sale at their locations, if they already own a Class B limited in one part of town, they can't have it somewhere else. That to me is restrictive for no good reason. I think it's arbitrary to say that you can only have one off-sale location per person or per business. It's the free market. It's a free market answer. If they believe they can make money buying this license from the city of Fargo, opening stores, creating jobs, creating commerce, then allow them to do so. Places like West Fargo and Moorhead, they don't have these types of restrictions, and I think that you see a lot of big box stores like Costco go to West Fargo and other places because we are very restricted with our liquor laws. So we're foregoing a lot of business. If you drive down Veterans Avenue right now and you look to you're going south, look to your right into West Fargo. There are bars and restaurants and Costco and Hornbachers and Cashwise on that side of the road. On the other side of the road, which is Fargo, you see things like Taco Bell or McDonald's or coffee shops. There's nothing wrong with those businesses, but what I'm saying is we are pushing business out of the city of Fargo because we have restrictive liquor laws. I, being a part of the Liquor Control Board, have voted numerous times to loosen those up. I don't think it's a detriment at all to the people of Fargo. Frankly, the free market will tell us how many liquor stores are too many liquor stores. And no, you're not going to see a liquor store on every corner just because we loosen our laws a little bit. So I was happy to see the small win for businesses in Fargo, that you can now own 2 Class B limited licenses instead of only 1, which again is arbitrary, but it was a win for this particular business. And hopefully in the future we move towards loosening of those rules when those rules just don't make any sense. So those are the 3 things we talked about at the City Commission meeting that are of relevance. If you have questions about this video or any other video that I'm posting here today, feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, which is posted on the website. You can share the videos, please. Watch all the videos that you want, and keep watching how your city commissioners are spending your tax dollars. Thank you.